This is All India Radio. The news read by Valsa Williams. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the government is moving towards a strong and new India by balancing nature and economic development, as environment and livestock have always been an important part of India's economic thinking. Speaking after launching a series of initiatives in Mathura this afternoon, Mr. Modi said programs like Swachh Bharat, Jal Jeevan Mission and other agriculture and animal husbandry related schemes reflect this thinking. Mr. Modi said in the last 5 years the government has moved ahead with a new approach on other options related to agriculture. He said to expand India's dairy sector, there is a need for innovation and new technologies. The Prime Minister launched the National Animal Disease Control Programme for eradicating the foot and mouth disease and brucellosis in livestock. The programme aims at vaccinating over 500 million livestock, including cattle, buffalo, sheep, goats and pigs, against the disease. It will be implemented for a period of 5 years till 2024 at a cost of around 13,000 crore rupees. The Prime Minister launched a National Artificial Insemination Programme and Babugarh Sex Semen Facility during the event. He also started Swachhata Hi Seva program, emphasizing the need to put an end to single use of plastic. Speaking on terrorism, the Prime Minister said it has become a global threat whose deep roots are flourishing in our neighborhood. He said India is capable of tackling any challenges. Mr. Modi said terrorism today is a global problem and it has become an ideology which is not bound by national boundaries. In Jammu and Kashmir, a Lashkar-e-Taiba elite terrorist involved in a recent attack on a fruit merchant's home in Sopore was gunned down by security forces. Police said security forces raided Noor Bagh area of Sopore this morning on the basis of specific input about presence of Asif Maqbool Bhatt, who was involved in the Friday attack. He was killed in a brief encounter in Sopore in the valley's Baramulla district. 2 police personnel were injured in a grenade blast at the encounter site and are out of danger. Jammu and Kashmir Director General of Police Dilbagh Singh told reporters in Srinagar that Asif was challenged to stop, but he didn't and threw a grenade at police parties. He said Bhatt had created terror in Sopore. Began at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, in New Delhi today. The case pertains to the alleged sexual assault of the woman when she was a minor by accused Kuldeep Singh Sengar at Unnao in Uttar Pradesh in 2017. A temporary court has been set up at the Jayaprakash Narayan Apex Trauma Centre in AIIMS, where the woman is presently admitted following an accident on the 28th of July. Her statement is being recorded by District Judge Dharmesh Sharma. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Syed Akbaruddin, has said that India supports the United Nations Secretary General's call for direct talks between the Taliban and the Afghan government. Mr. Akbaruddin was speaking during the quarterly debate on the United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan at the UN Security Council. Mr. Akbaruddin said it is the Afghan people who will implement and bear the consequences of any agreements arrived at. Hence, outcomes have constitutional legitimacy and political mandate, and which are arrived at in an inclusive and democratic way can ensure stability. The Indian envoy's statement comes after the United States announced that the peace talks with the Taliban have been cancelled. Earlier, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres had reiterated his call for direct talks between the Taliban and the Afghan government. Onam, the most popular festival of Kerala, is being celebrated today in all its glory. Keralites across the globe are celebrating their biggest festival with great enthusiasm. It is a 10-day-long festival from Attam to Thiruvonam. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted people on the occasion. The government of Bangladesh has ordered telecom operators to stop 3G, 4G and LTE networks in the Rohingya camp areas in Teknaf and Ukhia of Cox's Bazar. The Secretary General of the Association of Mobile Telecom Operators of Bangladesh, Asim Farhad, said only 2G services will remain active in the area. And with that, we end this news bulletin.